Have you ever met someone who instantly irritated you, even though they hadn't done anything obviously wrong, or found yourself overreacting to a small comment, later wondering, why did that bother me so much? These moments can feel puzzling. On the surface, they seem to be about other people, but deep down, they often reveal something about ourselves, parts we don't fully see or accept. These unacknowledged sides of us can quietly influence our choices, emotions, and relationships, without us realizing it. If left unexplored, they can cause misunderstandings, create unnecessary conflicts, and keep us feeling stuck in repeating patterns. Every human being has two sides. The one we show to the world, and the one we keep hidden. The side we present is shaped by our values, our upbringing, and the image we want others to see. It includes our kindness, patience, generosity, and all the traits we're proud of. But beneath that, there is another side, one we often prefer to ignore. This hidden side might hold emotions like anger, jealousy, selfishness, or fear. Sometimes it also contains talents or passions we've buried because we were told they were wrong or unnecessary. Together, these two sides make us who we are, even if we only acknowledge one of them. The visible side of our personality is comfortable. It earns praise, acceptance, and validation. We naturally want to protect it because it supports the version of ourselves we believe is good or right. The hidden side, however, can feel threatening. It challenges our self-image and might even make us fear rejection. Yet, ignoring this hidden part doesn't make it disappear. It only pushes it into the unconscious, where it can influence us in ways we don't notice. That's why, no matter how much we try to control it, it often leaks out in our reactions, choices, and judgments. And the person who first discovered about this concept of shadow is Carl Jung. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and thinker in the early 20th century, known for exploring the deep layers of the human mind. He wasn't just interested in treating mental illness. He wanted to understand why people thought, felt, and behaved the way they did. Unlike many doctors of his time, Jung believed that the mind was more than just logic and reason. It was a complex inner world, full of dreams, symbols, and emotions that weren't always under our control. His curiosity about this hidden mind led him to one of his most famous ideas, the concept he would later call the shadow. The story of how Jung discovered this idea begins during his work with patients. He started noticing something unusual. People often acted in ways that didn't match how they saw themselves. A person who thought of themselves as gentle and kind might suddenly describe an angry dream, or feel an unexplained burst of aggression. A confident-looking patient might quietly confess to feeling deep insecurity. These contradictions fascinated Jung. He began to suspect that everyone carried another side of themselves, hidden from their own awareness. Jung's discovery wasn't just about observing others. He also turned inward. After a major professional split with his mentor, Sigmund Freud, Jung went through a period of self-exploration. He kept journals of his dreams, visions, and stray thoughts, even when they felt strange or uncomfortable. To his surprise, he found parts of himself that were completely different from the Carl Jung the world knew. Impulsive, irrational, even selfish at times. These qualities didn't fit his public image, yet they were undeniably his. This personal experience convinced him that all people had such a hidden side. Over time, Jung realized that these unwanted parts of ourselves don't disappear just because we ignore them. Instead, they hide in the unconscious and often reappear in disguised ways, such as in dreams, sudden emotional reactions, or in how we judge other people. He noticed, for example, that someone unwilling to admit their own pride might constantly accuse others of being arrogant. This pattern, which Jung called projection, was a clue that the hidden side was still active. Eventually, Jung named this unseen part of our personality the shadow, because like a real shadow, it follows us everywhere, quietly shaping how we think, feel, and act. His insight was simple but powerful. If we want to truly understand ourselves, we must be willing to face this hidden side, not as an enemy, but as an essential part of who we are. By understanding this human behavior, we can make better judgments in both others and our behaviors. Why it's important to understand the shadow before judging others. If we only judge people by what we see on the surface, we can easily get it wrong. Everyone has hidden feelings and struggles that affect how they act, even if we don't notice them. Without knowing about this hidden side called the shadow, we might jump to unfair conclusions and hurt our relationship. We might get angry or upset for the wrong reasons. Understanding the shadow helps us see the whole person, so we can be more patient, kind, and understanding instead of quick to judge. Imagine you meet someone who seems kind and generous, a perfect friend on the surface. But over time you notice moments when they act selfishly or get unexpectedly angry. At first you might feel confused or even betrayed. This is where understanding the idea of the shadow helps. Everyone has a public side, the personality they show to the world, and a shadow side, which holds the feelings and traits they keep hidden, sometimes even from themselves. Recognizing this helps you remember that no one is just good or bad. We all carry a mix of light and dark inside us. When you're trying to understand someone's character, pay attention not just to what they say or do in the open, but also to the moments when their hidden side shows up, like a sudden outburst, jealousy, or defensiveness. These glimpses reveal parts of their shadow. Instead of rushing to judge, consider that their shadow might be shaped by fears, past pain, or unmet needs. This perspective helps you see them as a whole person, not just the side they want you to see. So, to recognize different types of people, watch for the balance between their public behavior and their hidden reactions. Some might hide anger behind smiles. Others might mask vulnerability with jokes. By staying curious and compassionate, you learn to read these layers, which leads to deeper understanding and better relationship. How understanding the shadow helps you grow and be kinder to yourself. When you learn about the shadow, you start to see parts of yourself that you might have ignored or pushed away. This helps you understand that everyone has flaws and struggles. It's a natural part of being human. Instead of feeling like a bad or loser person when you make mistakes or have difficult feelings, you begin to treat yourself with kindness and patience. Recognizing your hidden side allows you to work on those parts gently and make real changes. It's not about being perfect, but about growing and accepting yourself fully, which helps you become stronger and more confident over time. And subscribing to our channel will be another step of yours take towards clarity and understanding of life. So subscribe to our channel and watch our video about how to overcome the fear of death. Understanding the hidden parts of ourselves and others is a powerful step toward deeper connection and personal growth. When we take the time to look beyond surface behaviors and quick judgments, we begin to see the full complexity of human nature, the mix of light and shadow that makes each person unique. This awareness encourages us to respond with greater patience and kindness, not only toward others but also toward ourselves. Recognizing that everyone carries inner struggles helps reduce feelings of frustration and disappointment when people act in ways we don't expect or understand. It reminds us that behavior is often shaped by unseen fears, past experiences, or unmet needs. This insight allows us to approach relationships with empathy instead of judgment, building stronger, more meaningful connection. At the same time, understanding our own hidden sides helps us grow personally. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for mistakes or difficult emotions, we learn to treat ourselves with gentleness and acceptance. This creates space for real change, as we work on our challenges from a place of self-compassion rather than shame. In the end, embracing both the light and dark within ourselves and others leads to a more balanced and authentic way of living. It frees us from the trap of seeing people as all good or all bad, and invites us into a richer, more honest experience of life. This deeper understanding becomes a foundation for true growth, healing, and lasting peace.